Hey everyone, this is Martin.
And I'm Shelley.
And we are going to be playing chemist today and test our chemist engineering degrees, which we don't have. And we're going to be testing pH in our hydroponic system, and then we're going to be adding some nutrient solution. And then what are we doing?
I'm going to be doing the little caps to put nutrients in the little baskets here and get something, nut cups, and get some seeds going.
All right, so here we go. Okay, so this kit is made up of a pH testing solution right here, and a little vial, a dropper to drop the testing solution down into the vial, and then there's a pH up and a pH down, depending on what we need, and we need it to be between 5.5 and 6.5. So that's what we're going to do first, is just test the water, try to get the water right, and it may already be right, we don't know yet. All right, I'm going in to get some water. And it says to fill the vial about halfway up. I know I got a little bit more than half. And that's how, using my pool boy techniques for getting the vial about right. Okay, there's about half. And then it says to put about 3 to 5 drops of this into the vial. And I don't know how they can say that because there's so little water there. And I mean, with this little amount of water, you really can only test it accurately if you put a specific amount of drops in. I'm going to do 4. Okay, so I'm going to put 4 drops in, and I'm going to try to consistently do that each time, and we'll see how it goes. Now, it says if it is yellow to yellowish green, which to me that kind of looks like
it's green.
It might be to the higher end of that. Yellow to yellowish green indicates ideal pH range. If the test indicates orange or red, which we do not have, that's too low. And if it tests blue-green or blue, then it's too high. I would say that's, I mean, to me, that kind of looks into the blue-green range to me. Does that look like that to you? So we're going to bring it down a little bit. We'll have to see what it says about the amount to add. We've got a tote of 20 gallons here, so we're going to see what that says that we need to add to bring it down. All right, so we're going to use the pH down to bring it down a little bit. And the instructions are not real clear. It says use sparingly. Add nutrient solution a little at a time, then test the pH and repeat as needed. So I guess we're going to just go ahead and add some in there and then stir it up and test it again. And I don't have any idea what sparingly means. I mean, they didn't say teaspoon or tablespoon or anything, so I'm just going to put a little bit in. Maybe we'll try that and see what that does.
You'd think that they'd get a little bit more.
That looks sparingly to me. But my version of sparingly and theirs may be completely different. You know, I used to have to test pH at the pools, and they seemed a little more sophisticated than this. But we'll see. We'll see if it makes a difference. All right, well, that's pretty close, I guess. I used 4 last time.
Got to use the same amount. Yep. Oh.
It does look a little lighter.
Lighter.
If it's a yellowish green, then I think we'll be about right. That looks more of a yellowish green to me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to hold that up there. Can you see it good?
Here, where's the chart? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say we're in the yellowish green range now. See if I hold it. Yeah, I'd say it's about right there. So I don't know though. It
What's
says
it say?
5.5 to 6.5 should be a little bit more yellow.
Okay, let's do some more.
Okay, I'm going to put about the same amount in as I did last time.
Uh-oh.
On my stick. That's about what I did last time.
Water stirring stick.
Yep. All right, one more time. That's about right.
Did you do 4?
Yep.
Ah.
Yeah, that's a much more yellowish look, which to me, maybe still a little on the high side.
What's it supposed to be on?
5.5 to 6.5, and which on this chart that means yellow, but they do say that if it's a yellowish green, then it'll be about perfect. So we're going to call that perfect.
All right.
We hope. All right, so here is the pH test kit and adjustment, and I'll go ahead and put a link to this down below in the comments below, or in the description below. So if you want to try this, I mean, I gave it a bad time, but it was actually pretty simple.
Hi there. The next step we're going to do is add our bases of our nutrients. We have a base A and a base B, and they mean different things. We're going to do 7 milliliters of each one. And as we did the calculation of how much water we got in there, that's per gallon. So it actually comes to 2/3 a cup, so per 20 gallons. So I'm going to fill it up to there.
And one other thing on these nutrient solutions is that they all refer to a base A and a base B, and there's specific things that are in those bases that I don't understand what they are, but every company makes a base A and a base B that's the same stuff. So whatever it's in there, the magic is in those, and that's what we are told to use.
Whoop. That's good. Okay. And go ahead. This is base A going in. There goes base B. All right.
I'm going to recap this whole hydroponic system that we built. We just finished building it yesterday, and so we're getting ready to use it. And so you understand how it works. There's a 20-gallon reservoir down here. It's actually 27 gallons, but we only filled it up to about 20. And there's a pump. The pump will bring the nutrient solution up this line here. And at this point, it tees down and feeds the bottom beds, which are the propagation beds trays, and then it continues on around until we go into these lines up here, and these are spaced farther apart, and they are that's where the growing part will happen. Once they get big enough, we can move them out of the propagation trays down there. We're only going to be using the bottom trays today, and because that's where the plants are going to start to grow. So I'm going to be shutting these valves off up here that go to the upper trays. There's going to be no need for the water to be flowing through here because we're not going to have plants in there yet. So they're all going to start out down here. These are some vinyl fence rails that we tried to use for the trays, and they're a little shallower than what I thought. I didn't think I was going to like them because the Netcups actually sit right on the very bottom and they stand up a little bit here. But after I got to looking at it a little bit, I thought that might be perfect for the propagation because they need to be able to pull or wick moisture up from the bottom of the tray to get the roots established. So what will happen is once that's done and they start growing up to the point where they're tall enough we can move them up to the top, what I'll probably do is just take every other one and we'll leave the bottom ones to grow like that so they have a little bit more room. Then we'll put them up into here where these are, and then we'll have plants growing up above and down below. So the first thing that we're going to start with then is to I'm not going to set the flow adjustments on this until we have the pump on and the plant's actually in there, and then we'll just see how much water flows through and comes out the end and then gets recycled back into the reservoir. So the next part is putting the seeds in. So I've got a bunch of these seed starters. I believe it's rock wool. They say that this stuff is made out of specifically for starting seeds. And I've got 22 Netcups. So I've already cut off 22 of these that we're going to be working with. And I'll put a description and a link for these things down in the comments or down in the description as well. All right, Shelley had a good idea on this. I was going to try to keep track of the trays and the things we have planted in them in my head or on a piece of paper. She said we ought to number them. So we're going to be numbering the cups and then A and B. And then we can add more trays later. So these have, if you can see there's a little hole for a seed. But because we're going to be putting multiple seeds down in most of these, I'm breaking them apart a little bit in the bottom of the Netcup so that they'll hold multiple seeds. Like with the lettuce and the mixed greens and stuff like that, we'll just put them in there in multiples so that there's a bigger variety coming up out of there. What we've got set up is we've got 8 cups that will have multiple seeds in them, and then we've got 14 set up that'll have a single seed drop down in them. And we're not sure what we're doing, but we're doing it anyway.
All right, the first seed I'm going to do is lettuce. It is called Little Jim, and these seeds are quite tiny, so it's going to be one little seed in there and another little seed. The next one I want to do is lettuce. It's called Land's Winter. This came from Baker's Creek. And of course they're just as small as the other one, but I got good eyes and I can get one in. This is where the lettuce is, and this is another variety of lettuce, and this is spinach. For the very last ones, I'm doing a salad mix, 7 and 8. So, we will see how this works. Guess it's time to plug in the machine. Here we go.
Okay, well there's water flowing out of both of them. And actually, it doesn't look too bad as far as the flow rate. See what it looks like up here. Okay, nothing dripping out on this end. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and a share, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. See you next time.